Hey YouTube, what's going on? It's Team Headshot here, bringing you some gameplay commentary for Max Payne 3 today, and I'm going to be bringing you the first episode of my weekly discussion. I thought to myself, what do I do best on YouTube? I really want to try and revamp my channel, get it back rolling again. I've been struggling to kind of get the views and struggling to maintain subscribers, so I want to try and get my YouTube channel back sorted again. And I figured, what do I do best? And that for me is discussing things. I like to discuss things and talk about things and get your opinions on things. I like to interact with my viewers and I want to know what you guys are thinking. So all throughout the video, please give me your feedback, because this is going to be an interesting discussion. I really want to know what you guys are thinking. And now today's topic: who is the best gaming developer? Who publishes or develops the best games? Now, really, you can tell who I think by just watching the gameplay. Rockstar. I mean, honestly, they are the best. They are right up the top. I mean, I couldn't name a game that I didn't like from them. Honestly, they really produce fantastic games, and especially in recent times, they're really getting better and better, and they're right on top of everyone, and they are miles ahead of a lot of companies. The way they do things, I don't feel as though it's cheap, or they don't use any dirty tactics to kind of get there. I've been reading a bit on the forums, a lot of people don't really feel the same as I do, but honestly, when I think of Rockstar, I think automatically the best. I feel as though Rockstar has always produced top quality games, and I have never played a game that I've been disappointed with. The only exception would probably be Midnight Club, but I played that game probably 3 years after it actually came out, so it doesn't really matter anyway. I kind of miss the early days and the glory days of that game. I played that a bit past its time. But, so, other than that, Red Dead Redemption, Grand Theft Auto, Eleanor, Max Payne, they really do some good games. And honestly, I think Max Payne 3 did live up to the hype. I was expecting an absolute brilliant game. Haven't quite finished it all yet, but from what I played, I enjoyed it. I love the multiplayer and I love the single player. And that's one thing that I always fear in gaming developers. Can you produce a top quality multiplayer whilst having the epic single player story? And it's something that I fear that a lot of gaming developers can't do anymore. And I look at Ubisoft and I look at Assassin's Creed and the direction that series has taken. I mean, look at Revelations, look at Brotherhood. They were nowhere near as good as Assassin's Creed 2. I can't say Assassin's Creed 1 because I didn't like that one, but Assassin's Creed 2 was the best out of the series in my opinion. It was awesome. I loved it. Couldn't stop playing it. Brotherhood had me playing for a day, then I turned it off and didn't play it for 6 months. Revelations, same deal. And I didn't really want to play it. And I kind of felt as though whenever I went on it, I felt obliged to play the multiplayer. I just felt as though it was a lot easier just to go on the multiplayer and play that. And I didn't really get into the story. I felt as though the story lacked. That might be because they didn't, spice the game up a bit, or they stayed in with Ezio too long, or whatever. You can argue whatever, but I feel as though it's because they brought in multiplayer. And if they didn't bring in multiplayer, I feel as though the single player would have been much better, and the game itself would have been much better. Now, you could argue the same about Mass Effect 3. Maybe if they hadn't been working so hard to get multiplayer going, they would have probably touched up the ending or whatever. But I'm not going to go there. But I feel as though Rockstar, they balance the game so well. I mean, this multiplayer for Max Payne 3 is awesome. It's fantastic. And alongside that, we see a pretty credible and a pretty freaking sweet storyline as well. And the same deal with Red Dead Redemption. I had a lot of fun on the multiplayer. It was great. And the story, we don't even need to go there. We all know it was fucking good. And we all know Grand Theft Auto. We all know that's a fucking good game. All of them have been fantastic. And I thought, well, maybe multiplayer could hinder it with Grand Theft Auto 4. No way. Just as good as the rest. And I feel as though Grand Theft Auto 5 is just going to be, it's going to be even bigger, even better. I mean, Rockstar are getting better and better. Each game they do, I think they're getting better and better. And it's scary that games these days are becoming so awesome. It's such a popular thing. I thought for a while that gaming itself would die out and people will start to lose interest, but I think right now gaming is just going to get bigger and better. It's getting more and more people are starting to get Xboxes and PS3s. You know, pricing is a big deal in gaming, especially if you're Australian. We have no love in terms of pricing of games. I mean, new games at EB Games would be $110, and a lot of people don't have that money, and that's why I say gaming isn't going anywhere in Australia, because it's just overpriced, and not many people are willing to fork out the extra money, and blah blah blah. But that's for another video. But I feel as though gaming is taking off, and honestly, that is because the games we're getting is absolutely outstanding. I mean, you just look at some of the series that have been out. I mean, Batman, Uncharted, Skyrim. Man, it's getting scary how good gaming is becoming, and how realistic some of the graphics are in some games. I mean, oh my god, it's incredible. I really am very proud to be a gamer. I don't express it a lot. I still kind of feel as though, I feel as though if I go out and say, hey, I'm the gamer, people are gonna judge me or bag me out or whatever. I'm still in that stage, but I am proud. I don't like to show it, to boast about it, but really, I am proud to be a gamer, and I'm a big gamer. I don't play this. You might see on my channel only first-person shooters, but really, I don't play them all the time. I play a lot of different games, and the only reason why I post those games on YouTube is because that's what people want to see on YouTube. That's what's entertaining, and I feel as though it's not entertaining or interesting to watch me play an RPG. You can't really do a 10-minute video on Skyrim, or I tried it on Kingdoms of Amalur. It just didn't really work. It just doesn't. You can't really get everything out of a 10-minute video on an RPG or something like that. So only some certain games I believe work on YouTube, and I believe that's probably just multiplayer. I don't really think single-player games quite work that well unless you're doing a playthrough. That's the only reason why I would post single-player games. So I feel as though YouTube and gaming is taking a pretty good direction, but I'm really getting off topic here. I'll stay to the state of the topic of who's the best publisher. I'm sorry, I kind of get carried away a bit. I'm very passionate about these things. But it's given me a lot of ideas for future weekly discussion videos. But yeah, so publishing and developing games is so important. You can't have a console without good games. You can't sell a console without good games. You can't sell gaming without the games. And it's the games that's the reason why we play. It's the games that makes us want to play. And I mean, gaming is a lot of fun, and I know it's so hard these days to create the perfect game, and I don't think the perfect game has ever been created. Not in this era, I don't think, because a lot of people have their own idea of perfection. A lot of people know and understand gaming that a little bit more than what we probably used to back in PS1, PS2 days, where we always just kind of probably a lot younger and just appreciated games for fun. And a lot more of us are more competitive, we play games for different reasons now, rather than just to sit back and enjoy it. That's the main reason why we play, but we all have our own different reasons why we continue to play, or we may play some games for certain reasons. I mean, I'm a trophy hunter, so I may play games that I probably wouldn't normally play. I'd probably play them games once or twice, but I'd go back on them and play them more and finish them, just on the sole basis that I want to get all the trophies for it. I like to collect all the trophies for them, and that's the reason why I do it. So I think game publishers and game developers need to appeal to a much broader audience. There's a lot of different types of gamers out there now, and I think there's more hardcore rather than casual gamers being made and coming through in this generation. So probably didn't get everything covered that I probably wanted to talk about, but there's plenty of time for more different videos in the future. So guys, if you enjoyed the video, make sure you leave a like, and come subscribe to the channel for more weekly discussions. If you enjoyed it, make sure you leave a comment down below and tell me who you think is the best game developer out there. Guys, thanks for watching, and have a great day.